It is 7:18 a.m. Checkout is at noon. I'm gonna head to Horseshoe Bend. I got 5 hours to make it happen. Go to Horseshoe Bend, get some pictures and videos. Come back, take a nap. Lake Powell, and then Grand Canyon. Okay, so I'm back at Horseshoe Bend, the parking lot. As you can see, it's 7:30 in the morning. It's already pretty packed. There's probably like 30 cars. There's another parking lot over there. So, get here early, I guess. Officially done with Horseshoe Bend. Funny story though, while I was flying my drone, this white dude came up to me and was like, hey, you know, like, this is a national park and you can't drone here and shit like that. I was like, okay, so I didn't talk back to him. I was like, oh really? Oh man, I'm done anyway. So, but in my head I was like, okay, did you pay to come in here? What is this place called? It's called freaking like a Glen Recreational Area. And that's Horseshoe Bend. Nowhere does it say fucking national park. That annoyed the crap out of me, but I'm done. I got my shot. I didn't care what he said. I got my shot. That's all that matters. Super exciting news. Last minute, I just called up the Antelope Canyon Tour people, and like the company that like didn't list any information on their website or anything. So I called them. They have an opening for 10:30 or whatever for Antelope Canyon, and it only costs $88 instead of the $250 like the other place was charging. So I'm getting the photo tour, which means like they block off traffic for you, so you can actually like get your shots and everything. Super excited. Only $88. I'm doing this. I'm at a very difficult point in life right now because once you get into the canyon, I'm taking the photography tour. So like I said, they block off traffic and everything. So you pretty much have 2 minutes wherever you are. And you're only allowed pretty much one lens. So I have the 14-24 on me, which is like really wide. It's like it captures everything, right? But like it might, the tour guide is telling me like the first 3 chambers, it's nice to have wide, but like once you go later in, if you go too wide, you'll catch like people like heads and all that shit. So it's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. The 24-70 is like what I always use. That's my go-to. But I've been using the 14-24 a lot. Like at Horseshoe Bend, that's how I got like the entire horseshoe. But I think I'm gonna take my chances, be creative with the 24-70 and go with what I know and trust. Oh fuck, hardest decision of my life right now.
I'm gonna be you guys' tour guide today. Welcome to the Adventurous Antelope Canyon Photo Tour.
Thank you. You guys are not going to be ready for this optical impressions video, man. I have so much prime footage and photos and everything. It was just perfect. I went through Adventures Antelope Canyon photo tours. Now, my guy Lionel, he was very knowledgeable. You know, like he does photography himself, so he pointed out like which this is like, you know, like this is the bear, this is the heart, stuff like that. This is what you want to take pictures of, and that's great for like people who don't know what they're doing and stuff like. But sometimes it feels like too guided just because like, hey, you should take pictures of this versus like, dude, I know what I'm doing kind of thing. But he was great, man. He's personable and everything. Awesome time. Now, if you guys remember, before I went in, I had the dilemma of which lens to choose because you really only get one lens, right? So I went with the 24-70. Personally, I think that I should have went with the 14-24, like my gut instinct said. it was suggested that, like, you know, like at the beginning it would be nice to have like a wide lens, just because like the canyon's wide, and later on it's like it's very narrow. But the thing is, like, at the first two chambers, it is very wide. Like a 24. All right, let's just say this: I stayed at 24 for the entire trip for the most part, and it was still difficult to get like all of it. Having the 14 to 24 would have given me like so much more options. Because even at 24 millimeter, like sometimes, like when you're looking up, you're missing part of like the sun break and like the break in the canyon and all that. So having, man, a 14 to 24, like less than 24 would have been such an advantage. With me, I'm also like an ISO Nazi, so I like to keep my ISO as low as possible, so it was at 100 for pretty much the entire time, except for some video shots. So other people were raising it up higher, but that's just not me. I'd rather do low ISO and keep my aperture wide. Like, you know, like people say that your image isn't that sharp or you don't get enough detail, but damn, I spent like money on like pretty much the best lens that Sony makes, so it better be sharp. So I trust it. I would say go wide open and keep low ISO. But that's just my opinion. Like I said, I'll suggest going wide, a wide zoom. Don't go wide prime, man. You're gonna have a difficult time in there, just because some places, like I said, the first two chambers are wide. You can fit like maybe 2 car lanes side by side in there, right? But then like later, you're literally like 2 people shoulder to shoulder, and you'll barely make it through. Like sometimes it's just one person walking through the canyon. So I would say go with a wide zoom without a doubt. 24 to 70 you can make do, but you'll be at 24. I would say that 24 would be the narrowest that you want to go to. I saw a chick going there with 70 to 200. I mean, like, if she gets the picture, she gets the picture kind of thing, but I personally think that's insane. If you want to go like I would just go wide and then zoom in, crop in. If you don't like to crop, man, that's a difficult call. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that the photo tours, or just the tours in general, are broken down in like time slots, you know, like different times of day. Like I've seen some at like 10:30, I've seen some at like 8 o'clock and like 2:30, 5 p.m, stuff like that. But you know, they recommend you to go early in the day, like around noonish, where the sun is like the brightest, so that you actually get beams of light through the canyon. But unfortunately for me, I'm going late in the season. It's now up to October 30th or something like that. So there was no sunlight. It was very little. You see at the very tip of the canyon, just because the sun is more south now. So I couldn't get that. So just keep in mind what season you're going and what to expect and what times you want to get in. I also think that it's really beneficial and worth the money just to go on the photography tour versus the scenic tour or whatever normal tour it is. Just because when you get into the canyon, like if you go on the normal tour, you're with a big group of people. They were saying like there's usually like 250 people in the canyon at a time, because there's 5 different photography tour companies going in there at the same time, pretty much. So it can get pretty packed. The nice thing about being in the photography tour is that you actually like block off traffic, and then you get clear shots. It's like they say you get around like 2 minutes, so like each empty spot, but you know, like you get a lot of time in some places not as much, but you have enough time to get your shot, long story short. So it's worth it. It's now 12:30 for the most part. I'm just going to head to Lake Powell, get some lunch, and then off to the Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's about an hour and a half away, so hopefully, well, it runs all day, so I'll do what I have to do. Look where I am. Finally made it to Grand Canyon National Park. Okay, frantically rushing over to what I believe is the visitor center, or I know for sure this is the first view of the Grand Canyon, the desert view. So I'm just have to rush it. Damn it, where's the visitor center? I might miss this thing. Alright, I'm gonna head up this desert view trading post first. Just hopefully this is where I get my stamps, but there's a general store right over there too. Okay, with that, my passport for the Rocky Mountain region is officially filled up. And pretty much like the problem was that like apparently whichever way that I was going, you might pass through the time zone or something like that. So I hopped up an hours only 3:38 now, which Google Maps said I wouldn't get there until like 4:30. Well, it's another half an hour, but it must have hit like a time zone or something. But anyways, I got it filled out, and I have plenty of time to actually like go do stuff. Are you ready for your first view of the Grand Canyon? In 3, 2, 1. Boom. So I gotta admit, like when I first, when I think of the Grand Canyon, I didn't realize the sheer size of it. Like I cannot explain to you like the magnitude of this place, like how big it actually is. I know it's called the Grand Canyon, but damn, this thing is like as far as the eyes can see. Like this lens, the camera, the video cannot, you cannot comprehend how big this place is until you actually see it. I just finished up with the Grand Canyon and just drove out south to Tucson. Surprisingly, this place doesn't have any service for me with T-Mobile, so I just have to like hit up the unofficial sponsors, McDonald's, just because they provide me with not free food, they provide me with cheap food. If they will really want to sponsor me and provide me with free food, I would gladly accept, but they provide me with cheap food and free Wi-Fi. So we'll end this vlog here tonight. I'm gonna head south to Vail. Well, actually, I'm just gonna hop on the Wi-Fi, like I said, and find whichever way I need to, because I'm gonna head over to Joshua Tree, super south of here, Southern California, almost to San Diego. So I need to make it there, and then once I'm in California, I officially make my northern trek back to Washington through Oregon, California, then back in Washington. So this is the last leg of the trip. Hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed the trip so far. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.